everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Ask Alicia Anything. We had some really awesome questions. I put them on note cards. And I can't wait to answer a couple of them for you today. First of all, I hope all of you are well. One of the questions asked me about if I was going to be able to transcribe the video so that they could have access to it if they have a non-unlimited data plan or whatever. So I am going to try to do that. I'm not making any promises because I am technically challenged, I think, on that aspect, but I am going to do some searching and try to get that done. If not for this video, for next time, okay? Okay, so let's get started. First question of the day is from Cami, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do you know the ending of your story before you finish, or does it unfold as you write? I love this question. I never know the ending of my story before I get to it. Part of the joy of writing for me is discovery. I am what they call a pantser. There are like two types of writers in the world. There are pantsers and there are plotters. And then there are people in the middle, of course, too. I am a definite pantser. If I plot a story before I begin, I get bored with it and I don't really want to write it anymore. So it's more fun just to not know and discover as I go. And invariably, even when I have an idea of where I want the story to go, my characters shock me. It is definitely not a straight line process. One of the things that's interesting to me in this question is that for every book that I've written, I have rewritten the ending of the book at least 3 times. And when I say rewritten, I mean totally gone another direction. And to me, that's part of the exploration. It's part of what I like about writing. When I was a kid, I loved the choose your own adventure books. I'm dating myself, I think, but those were awesome because I could pick different ways I wanted the story to go. And as a writer, I get to do the same thing. So even if I have some idea of how I want the story to end, I never know the details. I might know whether or not I want it to have a happily ever after or not, but even that usually surprises me, to be quite honest. So Cami, thank you for asking that question because it gives me an opportunity to explain my process a little more. So I'm very happy you asked that. Yeah, so let's go to the next question, shall we? Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. When you write your books, do you see yourself as the heroine of the novel? And this is from Teresa. Teresa, thank you. Yes, is the answer to that question. Always. Yeah, pretty much always. I see myself as the heroine or a main character in the novel. Part of that is really good because I'm able to really kind of dig into the emotions involved and how the character feels and would act in a certain situation. It can also be emotionally draining. If you've read my books, you know that bad things happen quite frequently, and that can be really hard when you're putting yourself in the position of a certain character. I have to try to take breaks during those scenes, those tough emotional scenes. They are grueling at times. I love writing them, don't get me wrong, but I cannot do a marathon writing session of if I'm doing those really tough scenes. And I think that's because I kind of put myself in there a little bit, if that makes sense. It's never completely me, though. I should, preface it with that. There are a lot of differences between, for example, Liv in the Blood Secret series and me. We have a lot of different responses to things in our life. She responds much differently than I would to certain situations. But I do see myself in her, definitely. She, of all the characters I've written, and I say that, I know you only have seen the Blood Secrets so far, but there are others. She is probably closest to me. And if you keep reading upcoming books, then I think you'll see that a little bit, especially those of you who know me. You may see a little bit of me in Liv, and you'll see it in other books too. Little pieces, if you know me. So yeah, Easter eggs, I guess, right? That's what they call them when we hide things in our stories, Easter eggs. But yes, thank you, Teresa. That's a great question, and I loved answering that. So thank you. All right, we'll do one more because I don't want to take up your whole day. Oh, this is a good one. This is from Margaret. Margaret asks, do you always enjoy writing, or are there times when it gets to be a chore? Margaret, I always enjoy writing. I do not always enjoy revising. That's not my thing. But when I am in the process of drafting, of writing a new story, that is my happy place. At this point, I don't write enough to make me feel as if it's a chore. In terms of how many books I produce a year and that kind of thing. I think that there are authors who really, they're putting out like a book a month. I know people who put out a book a month, and to me that's insanity. There is no way I would be able to do that. But I definitely enjoy everything about writing. Somebody has asked me once, what is it that draws me to it? Why do I enjoy it so much? And I think it goes back to that first question, which was that exploration. I love thinking about things that could happen and how we'd respond to those things in our life. I don't want to live these things. Let's be clear. There's definitely a lot of emotion involved in my stories. And so I love the fact that I can sit behind a computer and explore without actually necessarily experiencing those things. So yeah, does that make sense? I hope so. So thank you, Margaret. That was another excellent question. We are going to make this a routine thing, this Ask Alicia Anything, and I hope that you'll keep sending us questions because this has been fantastic, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I was amazed by the depth of questions that we got. I was afraid I wouldn't get any questions, let's be honest. So thank you for taking the time to ask a question. And I'll still have the button. The button will be in the newsletter again. So if you have another question you'd like to have answered, just click that link and it'll take you right there. Okay? If I didn't answer your question this time, I am not, these note cards are going nowhere. So the next time, chances there, I might answer your question. Now, I put everyone's email in a little bucket, not email, name, in a little bucket that answered a question, and I am going to pull a name out of that bucket, and they will be the winner of this month's giveaway, which is a cute little lapel pin. To be read, which my pile of to be read books is enormous. But now that Inherent Fate is done, I'm going to have time to read. I actually finished a book yesterday. I'm so excited. It was fantastic. Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier. I may not be pronouncing her last name right. I really hope I am. But it was amazing. Little Secrets. Read it. Okay. I guess I will see you next time. Thank you.